Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Families of deceased soldiers in Oman's armed forces honoured. Omanis flock to Eid Hafta. CDAA clarifies stance regarding loss of person in Valley. UK Finance Minister and Health Minister resign, land Boris Johnson government in crisis. India and Russia trade will continue despite Western sanctions against Moscow. Queen Elizabeth's royal duties rolled back due to health concerns. Wimbledon, Djokovic defeats Yannick Sinner, Ons Jabir upsets Bouzkova. Corinthians reach Copa Libertadores last 8. Those were the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. A number of families of soldiers in the Ministry of Defence and the Sultan's armed forces who lost their lives have been honoured today on the occasion of Eid al-Adha. Oman News Agency said the following in a statement. The Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, represented by the Military Social Service, honoured this morning a number of families of the deceased affiliated with the Ministry of Defence and the Sultan's Armed Forces on the occasion of Eid al-Adha and within the framework of the attention and social care given by the Ministry of Defence and the Sultan's Armed Forces to its members. In the run-up to Eid al-Adha and upon the advent of the Dhul Hijjah 10-day socio-spiritual festivity climaxing on Eid al-Adha celebration, Omanis flocked to Hafta, the traditional souks or daylight marketplaces peculiar to their respective governorates. The authorities have designated large areas, typically adjacent castles, forts or other historical sites. There, many traders generate economic revenue from the seasonal shopping. The Hafta constitutes a timely opportunity for livestock breeders who turn up in large numbers to sell goats, sheep, cattle or camels that are highly sought after during Eid holidays. Auctioning is the most common style of trade. The Hafta is in particular a happy time for children who revel in selecting games, garments and sweet selections of halwa and confectionaries. The event instills Omani habits and traditions inherited from generations of their ancestors. The Hafta peaks on the 7th day of Dhul Hijjah. On this day, all members of the community visit the souks to collect their Eid supplies, notably Omani men's costumes, khanjars or daggers, canes and women's jewellery and decorative articles. The Hafta is typically utilized by the authority for small and medium enterprises as expos for organizing selling of its products collected from entrepreneurs, artisans and productive families. The Civil Defence and Ambulance Authority has denied rumours that are being circulated on social media platforms regarding the loss of a person in a valley in the Vilayat of Nizwa al-Dakhliya Governorate. CDA said the following in a statement. There is no truth to what is being circulated on social media about the loss of a person in the Al-Wasid Valley in the Vilayat of Nizwa. The authority calls on everyone to obtain information from its official sources and not to circulate rumours. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with the international news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. UK Finance Minister Rishi Sunak and Health Secretary Sajid Javid resigned on Tuesday, landing British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's government in a crisis. In his resignation letter, Sunak said he was sad to be leaving the government, but has come to the conclusion that he cannot continue like this. The public rightly expect the government to be conducted properly, competently and seriously. I recognize this may be my last ministerial job, but I believe these standards are worth fighting for, and that is why I am resigning, Rishi Sunak said. Javid said he had lost confidence in Boris Johnson's ability to govern following multiple scandals, saying he could no longer continue in good conscience. The minister said that many lawmakers and the public had lost confidence in Johnson's ability to govern in the national interest. In his resignation letter, which he posted to Twitter, Javed told Johnson that the values you represent reflect on your colleagues. And in light of recent scandals, the public had concluded that their party was neither competent nor acting in the national interest. The exit of the top minister comes as Johnson was apologizing for keeping the former Conservative Party whip Chris Pincher in his post after allegations were made against him. The British Prime Minister said he regrets giving Pincher a government role as Deputy Chief Whip following the revelation of misconduct complaint against him. Russia's envoy Denis Alipov on Tuesday underlined the strength of bilateral ties with India, saying the positive dynamics of trade between the two countries will continue despite the West's sanctions against Moscow. In an interview, Alipov said there were certain difficulties with trade after the start of the Ukraine conflict, but added that both countries have successfully overcome most of these barriers. He said sanctions will certainly throw up challenges, but the cooperation will continue based on common interests. The envoy noted that the goals outlined in December 2021 and the annual bilateral summit in New Delhi are fully consistent with the enormous potential of the bilateral relations. The India-Russia partnership operates on all sorts of levels. We're expanding cooperation in communications, diamond processing, forestry, healthcare and pharmaceuticals, tourism, railroads, metallurgy, civil aviation, shipbuilding and oil refining. Our military and military technical cooperation is being strengthened, he said. Alipov said that Russia sees good prospects for Indian pharmaceutical products, leather and textiles, agricultural goods, components for machinery and equipment, telecommunications equipment, organic chemistry products. We expect growth in mutual turnover of services in such sectors as tourism, finance and insurance, telecommunications and information technology, transport and construction. We have great hopes for the implementation of the International North-South Transport Corridor project, he said. Since the start of the Russia-Ukraine war in February, the US and EU, along with other partner countries, have imposed several packages of sanctions against Russia, including targeted restrictive measures, economic sanctions, and diplomatic measures. The aim of the economic sanctions is to impose severe consequences on Russia for its actions and to effectively thwart Russian operations in Ukraine and cripple its economy. Alipov said the withdrawal of many Western companies from the Russian market opens up many new opportunities for Indian businesses. Queen Elizabeth's work duties have been reduced amid concerns for her health. As per New York Post, the monarchy's annual report, which was released last week, revealed that Queen Elizabeth II's role as head of state has been tweaked from 13 bulleted points to a less specific description. And the duties the 96-year-old must fulfill have also been reduced. It has been reported that this is the first time Queen Elizabeth's role has been formally rewritten in a decade. Elizabeth, 96, previously experienced several health issues, including testing positive for COVID-19 in February. Last month, the Queen also skipped the first day of Royal Ascot due to mobility issues, and during her Platinum Jubilee celebration, she was absent from a church service due to discomfort. She then appeared in the closing parade via hologram. She also used a cane for an official portrait during the Order of the Garter service at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle in June. She also missed a Thanksgiving service event at St. Paul's Cathedral due to age-related ailments. While I may not have attended every event in person, my heart has been with you all, and I remain committed to serving you to the best of my ability, supported by my family, the Queen had said. Those are the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with the sports news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the sports stories. Germany's Tatiana Maria continued her winning streak at Wimbledon after she claimed victory in the quarterfinals of the women's singles on Tuesday. Playing at Court 1, the number 103 ranked overcame compatriot Jules Niemeyer. Maria, who trailed by a break in both second and third sets, is contesting her 46th Grand Slam. Prior to this fortnight, she had never passed the third round in any of them. The 34-year-old becomes the 8th player born in 1987 to reach the last four of a major. The first was 17-year-old Maria Sharapova at Wimbledon 2004. She will be squaring off against number 3 seed Ons Jabeur in the semi-final, who also won her quarter-finals clash on Tuesday. Playing at the centre court, Jabeur rallied from a set down to defeat Marie Bouzkova in Tuesday's quarter-finals to reach the semi-finals at a major for the first time. Maria and Jabeur will now be facing each other for the first time in 4 years on Thursday during the semi-finals. Meanwhile, the 6-time champion Novak Djokovic made a promising comeback from 2 sets down to beat Italy's Jannik Sinner in the quarter-finals of the ongoing Wimbledon on Tuesday. The Serbian's number 1 seed entered his 11th semi-final of Wimbledon after defeating Jannik Sinner 5-7, 2-6, 6-3, 6-2 and 6-2 at the centre court. With this win, the 35-year-old has extended an unbeaten run at Wimbledon to a total of 26 matches. Djokovic was 2 sets down before he made a promising comeback from the 3rd set to enter the semis. He will now be facing the British number 9 seed Cameron Norrie, who also won his men's single quarterfinals. Defender Gil converted the decisive spot kick as Corinthians advanced to Copa Libertadores quarterfinals on Tuesday with a 6-5 penalty shootout victory over Boca Juniors. Following a goalless draw in the first leg in Sao Paulo, the score was again locked at 0-0 after 90 minutes at La Bombonera in Argentina's capital. Raul Gustavo and Bruno Ferreira both missed their shootout attempts for the Brazilian side, but their blushes were saved by failed attempts from Boca trio Sebastian Villa, Dario Benedetto and Juan Ramirez. In a successful night for Brazilian clubs, Atlético Mineiro and Atlético Paranaense also advanced to the last 8 of South America's premier club competition. Those were the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.